Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red.
It's time for another episode of Dating as a Divorcee. So I went on a date last night with a guy that I was really excited about. We had some fun banter when we were texting. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a good time. Earlier in the day yesterday, I had taught a Pilates duet with two of my clients, this gay couple. And afterwards, we went to lunch. I was telling them how excited I was for this date. And they were like, what are you going to wear? And I said, I don't know. And they said, well, after lunch, we should go to Nordstrom's and go shopping and find something. And I was like, that sounds like fun. Let's do it.
Why do you have to go shopping to find something new just to go on dates? Do us guys do this? Do any of you guys do this where you guys are going on a new date and you're like, oh, let me go buy a new shirt or a new something to wear? I have plenty of clothes to wear. Why do I need to buy a new outfit?
Go to Nordstrom and I try on a bunch of things and we don't like any of them and decide that I'm just going to wear something from my closet. I share all of this with you to exemplify that I was excited for this date. And so I was thinking about like, okay, what is the timeline of my day now that I've spent the entire afternoon with friends, which I didn't expect? What am I going to wear tonight? I want to make a good first impression on him. All of the things that I think are normal when you're going on a date with someone. So I go downtown. He has picked a cocktail bar that is on the rooftop of a hotel on the Lower East Side. We get there. He's already there, sitting at the bar, and he's wearing a polo shirt and a pair of shorts and sneakers. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty casual, more casual than I expected for this environment.
Hold on, we need to zoom in to the outfit that she just showed us because this looks pretty casual. Like I can totally see her paired with a man wearing a polo. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Guys, I go out on dates wearing my jeans and my black t-shirt. I don't even dress up for a lot of dates. And the women are just like, isn't this the same stuff that you have in all your photos? And I'm like, yeah, I wear this every day. And then it comes up like the two things. It's either, huh? Or,
This is as far as I've gotten in this video so far. So I'm really excited to react because I can just already sense that this woman has an attitude towards this man that is probably honestly not fair. I think that a polo at a first date is totally acceptable. And honestly, if that restaurant doesn't have a dress code, which not that many restaurants have a strict dress code.
I mean, it's like a rooftop bar and you're dressing casually just to like hang out. I don't think it's a big deal.
Then he's perfectly fine wearing what he's wearing. But let's go ahead and watch what she thinks of it.
We start talking in the first few minutes. He tells me that he was at brunch earlier in the day and didn't have time to go home and change. And also makes a sort of offhand joking comment about how I have some catching up to do, as in I have some drinking catching up to do.
Based on her tone, she doesn't like how this man didn't just sit at home and wait for the date because he was just so excited. You know, he wasn't just sitting there and twiddling his thumbs.
Oh, is that the thought process of women? He was just so busy and enjoying his life and just came to the date. That's not what she wants, right?
He had something in his life to go to beforehand, which is exactly what she did. She also just doesn't even like it that he's making a joke. Like, it doesn't mean that he has some sort of drinking issue. He's literally...
Or he has any ill intent.
Making a joke that you have some catching up to do. Like, at least he was there before you. He was timely. She is already taking a very negative tone. It sounds like the first impression just was not good for her. So hopefully she's honest about that, right? And she tells him so that they're not wasting their time.
So we spend the next couple hours there. We have two drinks. He starts touching me. Like, you know, grabbing my arm when he's laughing or like squeezing my shoulder when he says something. And I'm like...
She does not like this guy. 100% does not like this guy. Because those are gestures and familiarity, like things to do with people. And if they like you and genuinely like you, they don't feel awkward or things about these things. This is how you get comfortable with people, is by slowly touching them, you know, slightly on the shoulder, slightly on their hands and things like that. It's very basic interactions.
It's giving like he doesn't know how to read the room because I'm not reciprocating any of this. And we've shifted from the bar to a little couch on the rooftop to watch the sunset, which was very nice.
Maybe, just maybe he's making physical contact because you've literally spent 2 hours together. And having 2 drinks is a show of interest. Like, that's an actionable thing. And you're saying that he doesn't know how to read the room. What? Because your tone? Those are less clear things than you actionably staying in your seat and engaging with him.
As we keep chatting, he reaches out and touches my leg one more time. And at this point, I've like shifted over to the edge of the couch as far away from him as I can possibly get. And he doesn't seem to get the hint.
Why are you watching the sunset? I don't understand this. Why are you...
Right? Why are you watching with a romantic act with someone that you do not like?
Sitting there and watching the sunset if you know at this point, like, you don't want the man to touch you, like, you're not interested. You're clearly, based on what you're saying now, you're not interested. So what words are you saying now did you say in front of him to be clear with him? Probably none of them, I'm guessing, because he was most likely under the assumption that you were interested. You were progressing with him. You were doing the next thing. You were moving.
Yes, men are not the smartest, but if a woman just stays the whole time and you're genuinely having conversations the whole time, yeah, most people are going to assume, we're having a good time at least.
From the bar to a seat to watch a romantic sunset.
So at one point, I say to him, do you make a habit of wearing shorts on the first date? He's startled.
The shorts is what she was really mad about, I'm sure.
By that. And he says, should I be wearing pants? And I said, well, it just caught me by surprise. It seemed pretty casual for you to be wearing shorts.
Yeah, so it took her 2, maybe even 3 hours at this point
to blow up.
To finally tell the man what was wrong. She didn't like that he was wearing shorts.
I knew the shorts thing was the thing too. Because like the polo, it's a normal thing to wear a polo. But the shorts, she was just like...
With the polo.
And he's like, well, it's the middle of summer. And I said, yeah, it's the middle of summer, but it's nighttime. You know, at this point when we're having this conversation, it's 9 p.m.
It's still like 80 degrees out at 9 p.m.
He's like, yeah, well, I didn't have time to go home and change. And I said, yeah, no, I picked up on that. And he's like, yeah, because I went to brunch. And I said, yes, I understand. I also went to brunch today, but I made sure that I had enough time to go home and take a shower because it is summer and change my clothes and come back down here to meet you. And he says, well, it's not like I was super sweaty. Like I wasn't like, you know, out playing sports or anything.
Oh my goodness. Could you just see the type of marriage you would have like with this woman? You know, like she would be mommy. And she'd be like, well, you should have done this or you should have done that. And that would have gotten you this.
And I said, I understand that. And then I told him, it's not about the fact that you're wearing shorts. Honestly, to me, it's more about the fact that you didn't think that it was important enough to go home and take a shower before coming to meet me to give me like a really strong first impression. You know, I walked in here and you were wearing shorts and then you told me that you didn't even go home in between the plans you had earlier today. And it didn't make me feel very good because I spent a lot of time getting ready to come down here and meet you.
Girl, that's on you. Like, and it's okay to have that level of excitement, but it's totally okay and appropriate to have different excitement levels. Okay. You can be more excited.
Yeah. Women get so upset that you don't feel the same way they feel, or you did the same things they did, but yet men put in so much more effort, time, and value into most dates. They don't ever see that. But when they put in more time and value and effort, they get upset.
And him on the first date. It doesn't mean that that's how a relationship would potentially continue. Like he can get eventually super excited about you and then do those things that you would like expect actionably. But we're talking about the first date where this man has probably gone through plenty of experiences where women don't invest much of anything on the first date and treat it very casually. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that necessarily, because you don't want to get your hopes up, especially when you're having a lot of first dates and you're just trying to find your person that you connect with.
So we go back and forth about this a little bit. It gets awkward. And I feel a little bad because I'm not trying to shame him, but I also don't feel bad because I'm like, dude, you didn't put a lot of effort in tonight and maybe you should just own that. So he's like, okay, like, should we get out of here? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, the man wants to exit.
And I say, I'm going to go to the bathroom. So I go pee and I'm like, does he think that we're going to go somewhere else together now? Like, I don't know. And I don't want that. And I don't know what I'm going to say when I get out of the bathroom. I meet him at the elevator. We do not say anything to each other. It is silent as we take the elevator down to the lobby. We leave the lobby, go onto the street, and he just opens his arms to give me a hug and says, it was really nice to meet you. Have a great night. And I say, it was nice to meet you too. Have a great night. And I'm walking down the street to get a cab when he texts me. And he sends me a peace sign emoji and a screenshot of the Google definition of the word vain. Now, the thing is, I am vain. I know that because I go to the gym, because I get Botox, I get my hair colored, I wear makeup. I want to go shopping for a cute outfit before I go on a first date. What I don't think makes me vain is expecting that a man should take a shower and change his clothes before he comes to meet me. That just seems like the bare minimum. And I guess if I've learned anything about myself from this date, it's that I don't even think the bare minimum is enough. Man, if you're going on a date with a woman, rest assured that she has put hours of effort into showing up there to look her best self.
Did you put in hours? No, you didn't.
And you should do the same. Put some effort in. It's not that much to ask.
Wow, I did not expect that. That man made such a king move. That is, he just hit the nail on the head. And he obviously hit a sore spot because she is reactive to it. And this is probably what made her make an entire video.
Well, she knows she's vain, right? She owned up to it.
Trying to paint him as the person that did wrong. And that's just not the case, okay? He's not in the wrong. And, you know, he could have been maybe a little bit nice.
It was a king move, in my opinion.
He saw her at the end. But on the same token, I bet you, like, she was probably a little bit meaner in person. And she probably did shame him and make him feel bad. And his reaction to that is probably completely valid. And I think that it is a king move. Obviously, she's not taking a lesson from it. She's still just saying that it was him, you know, instead of...
Well, she agrees. She is vain. She likes to be vain. She agreed with his statement. And she agreed with her actions.
Reflecting back on herself and realizing that maybe her expectations are a little bit off the wall and like very specific, especially for a first date. Like there are plenty of women that also don't put in hours of like getting ready before a first date. And even though I do think that he hit the nail on the head with kind of referring to her as being vain, I think there's something else too. I think that she was feeling entitled.
Yeah.
She felt entitled to have him put in pretty much a day's worth of effort into her and meeting her because she's just so high value. And even if you're a very high value person, it doesn't mean that somebody is going to value you and like treat you like a wife on the first date. Men already do so much more for that first date. Like, you know, he's the one planning it. He's the one showing up first. He's the one that's paying for it. A man is typically doing way more and beyond what a woman does. So for him...
Yeah, we may not prepare before the date, but we do. Women don't realize, what do? We clean our car. We do spruce up a bit. We do very little things to make us want to go for that date. But as we get older, those things are just not as important. Does my car have to be cleaned before I go out on a date? No, because we hardly ever see my car. We're meeting each other at the venue anyways, right? There's a lot of little gestures that men used to do aren't necessary anymore. Women, they still do it because they're ugly. You know, they need the makeup.
To do those things and then for it to not be appreciated at all. Like she's literally arguing with him about wearing shorts on the first date. Yeah, no. Like that man, he sees a future. He sees what that would look like if he chose her, and he is not going to go down that path. He is going to remain single before headed even one step further down that path. Guys, this was a fun one.
You know, it's funny, even if I go to like a fancier restaurant or something, you'll still see me wear this, like this black shirt and like freaking jeans everywhere. And the women look at me and like, you couldn't dress nicer? I'm like, I did. I wore my newer black shirt today. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.